everybody else in the media on the Tyler Warren
Lethal,
tip.
Lethal was out here about to commit a homicide over a quarterback. I mean, a linebacker that might not even play week one.
Hey,
Yeah.
bro. I'm
Yeah,
just saying, bro.
about that.
I
Yeah.
hate Philly, but I love Philly. It's the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That man might not even be ready by week 5, and you sitting up here, you know what I'm saying, trying to shoot people.
Hey, bro. I
Putting
wanted who
your
I wanted, bro.
That was the guy
putting your
encouraging people, right?
putting your
Well, let
love
me.
in all the wrong people.
Hey, Cups. Before we get into this, can I ask a quick question?
Why we got dueling
Absolutely, my
pods on
brother.
draft day?
No. Why do we? Last night was day one of the draft, like day one of the draft. Why are we acting like it's over already, and we know what these teams going to look like on opening day right now?
Because the
For the
Colts
same reason.
drafted
Lethal?
the Colts because the Colts drafted a tight end that's going to be a bust, and the Steelers didn't draft Shador. Next,
I know, but what if the Steelers get Shador today? Then everything Lethal just said is irrelevant.
but we won't get him today because according to the stats, we don't have a second round pick.
You don't have a draft pick. They don't have a second round draft pick.
Yeah, you could trade up to get that.
But I
But
think if I'm Cleveland, I take him just to thwart him.
I mean, what is the purpose if New York traded up and got Jackson Dart? What does that say about you?
Yep.
All right, well, I guess we're getting into it right now. Let's go.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
there's a mass conspiracy. This is some people.
Conspiracy
This
early.
is some people pushing some buttons that want to send a message.
I 100%
Just
believe
like
that.
just like that quarterback from Tennessee going to California just to get his earnings slashed in half just by
Yep.
taxes.
So what do we say? So what do we say about the black quarterback that had a rape charge and still went number one?
Who was that?
That'd be Jameis.
He didn't have a rape
You
charge.
said Jameis?
He had a rape accusation that was proven untrue.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm just saying that ain't enough to deter you from going number one if people want to hold you back.
Not if they think you're very talented.
You know, I mean, and then the last 2 years
And
we've
Jameis
had
was first off
black.
a national championship and a Heisman.
So we always talk about
Shador had
how
neither of those.
a rape we always talk about how a rape accusation alone can end you. You don't have to go to jail for rape for it
It's
to
true.
have adverse effects on you. He still went
It's true.
number one.
And who did he go number one to?
Tampa.
Them
And
Bucks.
how
Isaiah
long
Bond go get drafted?
and how long did he last?
This nigga.
Jameis still in the
We're
league.
not talking about that. We're not talking about that, Uncle. We still talk about the fact that based off what we knew coming out of college, we still knew about the crab legs, blah, blah, blah. We knew about Cam Newton and his past in Florida. He still made up for those things, though. And I still don't think that Shador. And if anything, I feel like you're helping prove the case that it doesn't, like, this is obviously a concerted effort because Shador hasn't done any of those things.
No, I definitely agree with you that there's something going on here. I just think that, okay, this is what I think is happening. I think that I'm acknowledging that there's stuff going on and that Shador has added certain things. You're just
Yes.
focused on the what happened and not how we got there.
Okay, but I mean, what did he add? You had, let's count the
Have
Jackson.
you never met a beautiful woman and you were like, yo, she fine as hell, but she don't bring me no peace?
Like she's dumb aggressive for
I
no
mean,
reason.
Are we talking like during my military days when I was young?
No, we just saying in general. We just saying in general, like, you know what I mean? Like we've known women that, like, in any other lifetime we might be with them, but as we get older or whatever you want to call it, we look
Yeah.
at it as like, yo, I don't have peace with her.
Yeah, if it's toxic when you young, the toxic level is higher when you young than when you old and slow like myself. So I totally understand that, but I'm trying to figure out or get an understanding on how for 3 years, like I said, the Jackson State year, for three seasons, you heard nothing outside of his NIL stuff and him getting tickets and his car getting towed. Now all of a sudden he's a character issue, and his talent isn't what ESPN and them have been hyping for 3 seasons. You're a Heisman candidate, and you mean to tell me you go from a Heisman candidate to not even getting drafted in the first round?
Well, think about it like this. But
Just because,
And I will concede to this though.
just because his last name, bro. That's all I see is really just because his last
that's
name.
because
is
y'all.
Sam.
But that's because
He
y'all
is
not
the,
looking at history, though. We've seen plenty of Heisman winners not even get drafted, not even see a down on an NFL field. We're talking about a dude that's going to go in the second round of the draft.
I only know one Heisman winner that didn't get drafted, and that was Charlie Ward. And now he coaches.
There was Jason White from Oklahoma. They drafted Scott Frost, but they moved him to safety.
Jason White.
You
The
know,
quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback from Oklahoma. Yeah,
Why did I think he played in Minnesota? My bad.
and then Scott Frost. You know, they moved him to safety. We complain when they do that to black players, but I didn't see nobody complaining that they took this quarterback and made him play. If you go back through it, we've seen this before. So what Lethal just said is very valid, but there's two sides of that coin. Like, it's only happening because he's Deion's son. We only care because he's Deion's son. It's only a big deal because he's Deion's son. So it's two sides of a coin.
Do y'all feel like his arrogance? Do y'all feel like his cockiness or his arrogance or his just personality, as I should say, his character, when it comes to how he carries himself on the field, how flashy he can be, is that the reason why teams?
I can't say that is what he does on the field, because on the field I've never seen him, because he had more than reason. You know what I mean? Like, you just watched that Ryan Clark video, and he made a great point. You know, like, Shedeur was getting killed out there. And I don't remember Shedeur getting up in his lineman face and like making a big spectacle about it. So right. I can't even say that, but I'm not in these closed rooms, either.
It's interesting how, based on your complexion, your cockiness can be deemed confidence.
Oh my God!
Well, Caleb Williams just went number 1 last year.
Your arrogance can be.
Well, I will concede to this point, though. I know that I'm not sure if it was Rez that said it, but somebody has said it in here, that the fact that you've only had one coach since high school,
that was me,
does say a lot, though.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Not only being only coach, your only head coach being your father.
And that might be why we didn't hear as much of this stuff too.
Exactly.
But his offensive coordinator these last 2 years and Buff was Pat Shurmur, who is an NFL.
No, not the first year. Remember, they had a different coordinator.
Well, not first year.
So, okay. Like, that's not.
Well, even with his second year, he had Pat Shurmur just to get.
We got Radical Jack and OVO Mike phoning in with us. What's going on, brothers?
What's up, fellas?
Yeah, what up?
Yeah, but that was for me. Like, I think that absolutely has something to do with the way they're viewing it. Now, I want to just going back to what 2-5 was saying. I absolutely think something else is going on. There was we are going to humble this kid element to that first round.
Mm-hmm,
but let's look at what another reason from the outside. If I'm looking at it from the outside, I'm looking in. This kid who has had he's had the career that he's had. He didn't have a bad college career. I want to say what 70% completion rate. Like, seem to be from a personality standpoint, you don't seem to be a kid that gets in trouble. You don't seem like, but in terms of like, there is a lot of showiness. Like, to be on a team that went what was it 3 or 4-0 before went all bad that first season in Colorado. Before that, he was in Jackson State. They didn't win a conference championship.
Celebration Bowl,
even at the HBC at Jackson State. So
no, they did win the conference championship both years. I mean, they did win that. They won it both years. They lost the national title game.
But who did they lose to?
South Carolina State 1 year. I remember that. And then
the year that sent Deion to Colorado. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But so when you look at stuff like that and you say, okay, cool. What have you done? Like when you really put it through what have you done to have the attitude that you have as a player? He hasn't earned that.
Hey,
Agreed.
niggas say that he deserves it because he black, and if you don't support him,
he
you hate
hasn't
him.
earned. He hasn't
Bro,
earned
not
that. So
because he's
Yeah, he
black,
hasn't
but it's
earned that
like, come
yet.
on, dog. Like,
So Cups.
So when he said something about the fact that he helped change 2 programs, does that not
Did he change the
with?
program into like a winning culture or something?
I mean, we won't talk
I
about
can't.
Jackson State and
So
Colorado
with
for real,
Jackson
for
State,
real.
it's harder to say because Jackson State was significantly the most talented team in their conference, even outside of him. Like they were just. That's why it was such a disappointment that they didn't win the Celebration Bowl. With Colorado, you could make that argument.
there was not one 5-star athlete on South Carolina State's team.
Yeah, but it doesn't make. But that's what I'm saying. The fact of even it being Colorado and for 2 years. I mean, hey, bro, that's
What was the
So
deepest run that they
so
went
so let
on?
me
that's not in it. Not everybody.
so
Can
let
do
me
that
ask
type of
this,
shit.
and I want specifically Cups and Mike to answer this question. What's the difference between Shador and Caleb Williams?
I feel like
can
Caleb
run.
Williams is definitely more
Caleb can
talented.
run.
Caleb is way
No,
more
I
talented.
just mean
got-
as far as like
he got more
attitude
wheels.
wise and the way that they carry themselves.
Both are very brand specific. Both are very brand like.
Yeah, I
focused
don't
and-
think there's a huge difference between the two. I just think Shador. I
Caleb
think
probably
Shador
not
cares about
I don't
football
think-
more
Yeah,
than
I would
Caleb
agree.
I
does.
don't think Caleb
I
comes
agree.
off as a coach's son. I don't think Caleb comes off as entitled. I think Caleb Caleb definitely smells himself for show. He's definitely self-aware. Caleb definitely thinks highly of himself. But I think Shador feels like, bro, this shit was meant for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Shador-
carpet needs to be laid out
Shador
for
is
me.
just like it's NFL or nothing.
Like I feel like people don't like a Shador's approach, and I don't know who wouldn't want their leader, their quarterback, to feel like this shit is meant for them. Like
Well,
this shit is
it's not
carved
that he's
out for
not
me.
supposed to have
Like
it meant for him. It's the fact that the way that he conducts himself is like he's not appreciative of where he's at. He's supposed to
I've
be
never
there.
seen him throw
He's a
anybody. I've
millionaire.
never seen him throw a
Why
teammate
would I
under
be
the bus.
appreciative?
I don't
But
think
do
he
you-
act like
do
that,
you
bro.
folk-
That's why
I act the same way when I'm on a job.
Why don't we
I'm
have
not-
another?
like he just it's bona fide for him to be there. I feel like he knows that he.
You should be happy to have me as your me being here working for y'all. Like that's how I feel.
But
But
his
also
daddy set
But-
him up. His daddy set him up this way. Do you fault
Yeah.
his father for priming him for greatness?
Yeah,
his
No
father
pun intended.
should. No, his father should
Facts.
prime him for greatness. I think.
No, I don't.
I think Dion did a great job of instilling confidence in him, and there's nothing wrong with having confidence at all. Like I want my quarterback to feel like, yo, I play this game at a very high level, and if I'm on your team, you're going to be in a better position.
Yeah, I just feel
Facts.
like you got to read the room. You just got to know
But he
when
does
to
not.
turn
He
it
does
on.
not seem to read that. Like that.
Yeah,
For me,
I agree with that, Jack.
the breaking out his new celebration against like a team that won like 2 games the year before was the first indicator to me. Like, oh, okay, we are just
Yeah, 100.
Oh no, bro. I think
That's the
people
only
take
issue.
that-
It's not
people
the
take
quote
that
unquote cockiness. It's the
wrong
fact
way,
that
bro.
you have to read the room and know when to turn it on and when to turn it off. And if you are a guy that's going to an NFL combine, you don't get to go to the combine and be like, man, fuck this shit. Y'all know me.
Yeah, don't even go.
Yeah, he had his father's he has his father's bravado without his father's gap between him and the competition.
That's right. And I think
Deion Sanders walked into the draft thing and said the famous story. Hey, where do you draft? Oh, I don't need any of this.
I'm not gonna make
be
it
available. I'm not gonna be there when like Shador probably went into the into his interviews with that exact same attitude, without that gap in talent from being
Okay,
Deion
but
Sanders to being everybody else.
who gave him that blueprint?
His
His
dad,
daddy
but his
did.
dad, yeah.
Okay,
But it's like having your dad's money though.
Are we still mad at LeVar Ball for what he did to his kids?
No, because they don't act like him.
Something amazing.
And they don't act like him.
Lonzo
Their
don't do
dad
none of
was
that.
not that guy.
Melo
Their dad
don't do
was
none
just
of
the
that.
guy that installed it.
Does Shador act like it? Does Shador? Act
Yes.
He
like
does.
for real?
He does.
Or-
He does. He does.
Yes,
He
he
absolutely
does. Like,
Have you ever
and
seen Deion Sanders? Like, come on, bro.
Did you
look.
see-
I mean, look at their off the field combos. Like he be in that joint wilding.
No, did you see the room he had set up? He had his old draft room set up with the legendary and all of that stuff on it. And like that's your setup for the night. Like
Was-
I don't
that-
even see Travis act like that, and he's the one that won the Heisman.
But
Look,
was
Travis is actually
was that
the good
set up?
player.
Was that set up him, or was that his daddy setting him up?
We don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure.
A good question.
It's a combination of both.
It's a good
I'm pretty sure
question.
it's a combination of both.
Well, let me say this too. I want to bring this up too, guys. I
Sure.
felt like I like two examples are Peyton Manning and Eli. Like
Okay.
Peyton Manning for one, told everybody if you don't draft me, I'm gonna kick your ass in 15 years.
Yeah.
Eli Manning said I don't want to go to San Diego, and had 2 DUIs, man. You coming into the draft that nobody talks about. All these stories go away when it's a white quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, there's a difference in what you just said, though.
okay.
There's a difference. Like if what you said about Peyton and them is competitive. Like, hey, everybody says that. All the teams that didn't draft me are gonna regret it. Versus like the way that Rez was saying it is more like, yo, y'all know who the fuck I am. There's a difference.
So Cam Ward is not like that.
No,
He-
Cam ain't like
he
that.
So,
he's
Cam's
like he's
when,
like that.
When he talking to Shador,
Cam Ward.
when he
Yeah.
talking to Shador, he's like that.
Said, literally
His-
said, I showed them that I solidified me being the
You muffled.
You muffled, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, man, those 2 examples I just gave, I feel like those are examples of him being in the same line, the same family lineage, the same type of cockiness, the same type of brashness, bravado, and Dart is the same player. Dart is fiery.
Well,
Dart
yeah.
is somebody not like, oh, woe is me, I'm happy to be here type guy.
Right.
what's the
No,
difference?
you're right.
So is Cam Ward not cocky?
Yeah, like what's the
Nah.
difference? I don't want to hear that. Like, bro, either you're trying to humble me or
I
you're
just
trying to get me
want to
about
know,
the
like,
or
where's the miscommunication happening where everybody doesn't
I've-
understand why Shador is a bad example versus somebody else's good example? Like, what is the context that needs to be applied here?
Because Shador came from Colorado and Dion. End of story.
That's
Like, I'm
That's
just trying to
it.
understand why
That's
people
it.
don't understand that Shador is coming off as a dickhead, and it's easily seen.
Because
I don't
people
know.
that
players
support
are
Dion,
dickheads,
because
bro.
people that support Dion don't see anything wrong with that behavior.
Well, but you had
NFL players are
Baker.
dickheads.
You had Baker Mayfield in the same vein with the same type of attitude.
And Manziel. And they both got drafted.
Did Johnny Manziel and Baker Mayfield walk around like, you bitches better draft me?
Yes.
Fuck is up?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Manziel had
But
the
that's-
money.
but that-
saw that.
But that's why I
Manziel
brought
had
up.
showed
But
me
that's
the
why.
money.
But that's why I brought up
Manziel
Caleb
had showed
Williams.
me the
But,
money. If it wasn't,
that's why-
if it wasn't for Mike, but in reality, if it wasn't for Mike Evans, Texas A&M wouldn't have had the season they had because he had to go up there and get those wild ass throws.
but see, but that's why I brought up. But that's why I brought up
Johnny
Caleb
Manziel
Williams
still
because he
rushed for
just went.
1,400 yards though.
Wait, what did Caleb Williams do?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like Caleb Williams had some of this attitude too, and he just went number one. So it's obviously more than that. Or like if you look at somebody like C.J. Stroud, right? C.J. Stroud is a little cocky too, but C.J. Stroud
He
is
is.
cocky within the context of.
I was about to say,
Football.
CJ Stroud literally reads
So-
the room every
So
time.
what did Shador say y'all think he said in interviews? That was wild.
It's I don't
Well,
think
Lewis-
it's a specific thing. I think
Look,
it's-
look at Shador's press
So-
conferences and tell me what he said crazy.
So I can only go like obviously I wasn't there, right? None of us were there. But
course.
but going off of what Louis Riddick said the other day, you know what I'm saying? Like what he said was Shador is coming in here and challenging your intellect. You know what I'm saying? Like that's different than just being a little cocky when it's
If
I know more than you, even though I haven't played a snap yet. I know more than you.
you know who that reminds me of? Rondo.
Everybody's turned up.
I know the business.
Rondo,
I
yeah.
know the league.
Everybody's
He knows
turned,
he
but
knows
that
what's going
turns you
on in the
off.
league more
If
than
somebody
I
came
mean,
into your job right now and told you how to do your job and how you should be doing your job, you wouldn't like that shit.
Well,
Okay.
if I'm 4-12, yeah, I
That
would.
sounds like an ego thing because we
If I'm
can't
if I'm
act like
2-15, yeah, I would.
we can't act like Shador Sanders didn't grow up around
In
football.
the league. Exactly. He grew up in the league. He
A
knows
lot
the
of dudes
system.
grow up in the league and don't
So-
pan out.
Not saying he don't pan out.
Like he's like the deeper ties in the league. He probably been around, seen, and was exposed to, and see what kind and know like far as connection.
Well, then get in the room and do that. Don't do it before you get in the room.
He probably know more than most.
Do that once you're on a team.
Yeah, that's the whole point, bro. Like you can do all this cocky shit, but you just gotta know when.
I just don't like the assumption. If we don't know what he said, then how can we persecute him?
We don't know.
That's
know.
what I'm
That's what we
saying.
do with
That's
That's what we do with everybody. We do that with everybody. This ain't a Shedeur thing.
We know that he went to the combine and told them I'm not performing.
I've seen a bunch of players do that for.
Plenty of players
Not
do
running
that
the 40,
though.
Not running the 40, not doing. It's a whole lot of other people, the players that I'm just not gonna do.
Genty didn't run the 40.
He didn't run the 40. No, Genty didn't run the 40, but he did everything else. He did all the other drills. He just didn't run the 40.
No, Travis Hunter didn't do anything, right?
But that's
no, he didn't.
Gap
by his girl
until his pro day.
But Gap, right?
And he didn't even run
Gap.
And didn't Travis Hunter tell the teams like if you don't play me on both sides of the ball, I'm gonna retire?
But when you have the talent gap in the competition, that's when you can do that. Travis Hunter can walk around and do that.
The talent gap of what? Who said that he was the best player on both sides of the ball?
Everybody.
Well, Mina Kimes.
He's
for one.
He's levels above these people.
But it's not unanimous, though. It's not unanimous. The talent gap.
But think about it, though.
The talent gap between Deion was definitely unanimous. The talent gap between Travis Hunter, bro, you're not gonna find 5 people that's gonna say Travis Hunter is the best wide receiver and the best cornerback in the draft.
I got you. Wait, hold on. Wait, I got you. Hold on 1 second. Wait, 1 second. What was the second? Who was the second wide receiver drafted? Where were they drafted?
23.
The second wide receiver was drafted 9th.
9th. All right. What was the second corner drafted?
Oh, never mind. Okay. Second corner was it Hairston? No, it was Jade at 20.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was the first one at 20.
Right. So I'm talking the first corner outside of Travis Hunter was drafted at 20. Travis Hunter was drafted 2. The second wide receiver was drafted 9th, and then I want to say there was only one other wide receiver was drafted in the first round. Is that right?
23.
He was at 23.
That means that there was
a
significant gap between Travis and his competition. It's not close.
Good point.
Shedeur is not head and shoulders above everybody.
Right, and even with the examples that you used, Cups, even with the example that you used, you brought up Cam Newton, and I forgot who the other person was, but
that was
you brought up Cam.
Yeah,
it was, but are we saying that Shedeur? Are we saying Shedeur is on that level?
Hell no.
No.
Nah.
But is he better than Jackson Dart though?
I don't know. I don't know.
Wow. Now we don't know.
No. That's where it's nasty.
Now we don't know.
When
I don't know.
Traded up into that piece. Shedeur
Jackson Dart played against better competition.
Did he win?
He beat Georgia.
Without Beck?
He should have either gone.
No, Beck played in that game.
Or when the Giants traded up,
Georgia wasn't the same team after that.
Went to New York.
Okay.
It's a bias.
That defense they were still better than anybody Colorado played. Last time I saw Colorado, they got boots in their ass from BYU.
I think you're gonna bring that
Jackson Dart is
no, I'm just saying. I think Shedeur is better, but I think Shedeur is better than Jackson Dart, but
he's better than Dart.
That's fair.
He's better than Jackson Dart. He should
he's better. Come on now, like we know what Dart is. Dart is in the same vein as Zach Wilson. It's the same shit. Like we see the same shit every single draft. Who's the guy with the moxie? Who's the guy with the
always one.
Who's the guy with the style?
There's always one.
We're gonna be the same way next year, probably. Like they always specify they want to pick to rise up against somebody they really feel like is better than, who they want to kind of dictate to. The Giants came out again in the beginning and said, we're not in the business of driving the quarterback. And they're the first one to jump back into the first round and get a quarterback.
They should. That's my question. And if I could give somebody truth serum, I want to talk to the Giants GM. Why did you take what were the factors that you considered when taking Jackson Dart over Shedeur? When you traded back up, they could have got Jackson Dart in the third and second round.
Easily.
Mm-hmm. They could have got him in the second round.
So with that, we know exactly what that is.
That's the conversation. For me, it's not a like top 5, top 10 conversation. It's when we got to the 20s and Shedeur is out there. Why didn't Pittsburgh take him?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
stay there. Pittsburgh is the correct answer.
Yeah, we all
Yes.
wait on Pittsburgh. I don't know. I don't understand.
Now we in the right conversation.
Yeah,
Bruh,
you can bring the race
seriously
card in
right now? Seriously right now?
Cups is just like
Why do we not? Why do we act like the race card isn't real though?
No,
It's
I'm
super
not
real.
saying it's not real, but I'm saying like there's a
Like
there's
so if I
a
decide
I'm
to pull
saying
it
that
when I
there's a
want to pull
certain
it, yeah, I'm gonna
point
pull
that
it.
you can bring up the race
It's in the
cards,
deck.
and you have to do it
I'm
in
being
place
fair.
where
I'm
it
being
matters.
objective at all costs. Now, if I
Come
felt like I
on,
was a
man.
bad quarterback that
Seriously
was
right now?
good, then I would say it.
What's wrong?
I just don't. I don't think. I don't. And I like certain white quarterbacks in the draft. Don't get it fucked up. But I'm just saying they're not better than Shador.
Hey, 2-5, you all right?
He getting beat up by that signal monster.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Signal monster.
What the
Willie.
fuck?
That shit messing me up on the road.
That Wi
Get beat up by the
Yeah,
signal is crazy.
that Wi-Fi can't travel at the speed
That
he's
nigga said
walking.
distortion.
The signal monster.
2-5 in
Yeah.
his own game of Roblox.
So Cowboy Mike, man, just real quick, man. Y'all drafted Tyler Guyton last year.
Yes.
Who?
Exactly.
Now Tyler Booker again this year. You know what I'm saying? What direction? So I mean, are y'all satisfied with the skill pieces that y'all have? I mean, again, I know we wanted to make a splash, but it's like, how many seasons has Dak Prescott not finished?
Bro, we still got day 2 and day 3.
Okay, hey, can we have
Like,
an honest
the
discussion
draft
about
not
Dak
over.
Prescott and not be hosed about it? Dak Prescott gets hoed by his receiving core.
It's true.
And I'm an Eagles
outside
fan,
of CeeDee
and
Lamb.
I fucking hate
outside of
Dallas.
CeeDee Lamb.
But Dak has been hoed by his receiving core, and I don't want to have this conversation out loud because I feel like I'm being a traitor.
No, receiving core
you're just telling the truth. That's all.
Receiving core and a lack of a run game. Like Dallas is better when they have an established run game that they can
niggas
lean
love
on.
this whole Dak Prescott can't carry the load. Dak Prescott can't do shit, but he ain't got a team.
So instead of saying it's receivers, is it his offensive coordinator and the scheme that faults him?
I think the scheme is fine.
No, it's Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. He doesn't. Yeah, I told y'all before. He does not want to make sure that Dak has adequate amount of players around him. It's for a reason. Like, there's no way in the world why you wouldn't go get a receiver. You could have got another guard in later rounds. Like, you decided to get a guard in the first round. That's a reach. We already have a guard.
I mean, it's a Bama guy though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you have to replace Zach Martin, don't you?
I've already reiterated. We had Zach Martin played the last 6 games of the year, and Rico Dowd was killing people. TJ Bass is a formidable guard. He played in Zach Martin's spot last year. Again, Brett Hoffman played on the other side. He's moving to center. You have BB that you drafted last year that played guard. So, like, again, I'm the resident Cowboy fan, so I know a little more information about the Cowboys than most folks. There's no reason to draft a guard there. We already have another guard. So, like, to me, it's bullshit. To me, I don't understand it. It's like you have a bunch of skill. You could have drafted a running back there or a receiver, or went defense. That's what Micah said. Why do we go defense?
Okay, that makes sense.
Come on, guys. Like, what we doing? I don't understand it. Like, your defense was trash. I can see you going defense more than you going to get a guard in the first round at 12 or not a skill guy.
But look how many trenches went in the first.
I respect it, but look,
I mean,
we had Frederick Smith and we had Zach Martin. We didn't win any championship.
Compared to the skill players, bro, the trenches got ate up in the first round.
Them Eagles, man, they just made a power play.
You know, it's a copycat league, and they want to try to. I heard Jerry say we might have ability to do the tush push. I'm like, come on, man, what are you talking about, dog?
Oh God,
this dude is a straight clown, man. I'm serious. Like,
y'all for real could have got Kenneth Grant.
Bro, easily.
That would have been tough.
A bunch of players we could have picked up.
It's still, but the fact that it's still a bunch of more players. This like day 2, round 2 and 3.
I agree. I mean, to me,
it's about to be crucial.
I like Jaden. I know he was Jaden Higgins fan from Iowa State. You know, if we go back and draft him, then okay, Jerry, I forgive you. But you know, it's a bunch of receivers, like you said, Lethal. It's deep in this draft.
So did the first round show the importance of having an offensive line?
It showed the importance of trenches. It's just like in general, both sides of the ball, offense and offensive line.
But like I
and
said,
defensive line.
we signed 2 offensive linemen in off season, so it's not like we didn't have depth already there. I just feel like it was a reach, personally.
I'm chilling because I know we about to get one of these wide receivers at 38.
Yeah, y'all definitely are.
And hopefully we get the big body guy, Jaden Higgins, out of Iowa State. Shout out my dog 2-5. I don't know if he's still on the screen. You know what I'm saying? But for sure. Hopefully we get him.
Jimmy Horn makes it to the second round. Yeah, I mean, y'all think Jimmy Horn goes in the second round? Somebody take flyer on Jimmy.
You said who?
In the second round, I don't know.
Jimmy Horn?
Mm-hmm.
In the second round, I don't know. 2-5. Can you see a second round grade on Jimmy Horn?
I was thinking more third or fourth.
Yeah, third or fourth. That's a reach.
Hey,
what is he like? 5'11"?
I think he's tall.
Well, is he actually 6 foot?
I think he's 6.
What did his combine number say? Because you know the college number and the combine.
That combine said get him on a deep ball. That's what the combine said.
It didn't say nothing about what his actual height is.
But this is another thing. But this is my greater point is that I think we're just overrating everything Colorado.
I don't know. Jimmy was
he is, but I think that there's better receivers in this draft.
Oh yeah, shout out again, 9-2-5 in here. Shout out Jaden Higgins. I hope we take him at 38. You know what I'm saying? Either him or Trey Harris. We need a tall receiver. I don't know why we're talking about getting rid of Kayshon Boutte, who was clearly the only receiver who was able to do anything with Drake May last year. So, you know, hopefully we don't move backwards. But at 38, it's mandatory that we take a pass catcher.
Yeah, and let me clarify one thing real quick since I lost my connection and shit. I do think that Shedeur is better than Jackson Dart. I just don't think it's night and day.
I do.
And I'll leave it at that. But
do y'all think Jackson Dart is gonna beat out Russell?
I don't know.
Jackson Dart not gonna play a snap.
Is he gonna beat out Jameis? So you picked up a guy who's not even gonna play.
He's not gonna play a snap, bro.
Wow.
He's not gonna play at all.
When's the last time you saw Jameis play well consistently? When's the last time you saw Jameis play well consistently?
And they pay Russ starting money for 1 year.
They're not gonna place Jackson Dart, bro. Russell gonna be the quarterback. Jameis gonna be the pray to God. Russell Wilson do not get hurt quarterback. Jameis Winston is gonna be the backup quarterback. And if Jameis Winston get hurt or he have those games where he'll play a game, if Russell Wilson get hurt, Jameis Winston will start the game, and if he fuck it up, they'll turn it over to Dart, and then they'll be like, Jameis Winston is still our starter. You know what I'm saying? He had a little bad game, yada yada yada. That's how that's gonna play out, bro. Jackson Dart is not gonna be the quarterback.
He requested a trade.
Stayed where
I
was.
And this is who they traded up to go and get. This is who they traded up to leave Shedeur on the board.
So you saying they wasted a first round pick?
I'm not saying they wasted the first round pick because Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston are not long term investments.
And you think
what I'm saying? They're not long term.
Is a franchise.
Maybe not right now, but maybe sitting on the bench behind Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, who we know is going to talk to him. Maybe he might learn something. And Brian Dable, we never know what he's going to be able to instill in that guy.
You think Dable going to make it past this year if they have another shitty season?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I mean, the owner already been coming out talking about how impatient he is, even though that's a dumbass statement to.
But he's more impatient.
But that's just a dumbass. That's just a dumbass statement to make when you could just fire everybody.
Yeah, literally.
Especially when you're the type of owner that they are. The Mara family does not play around with that type of shit. They are hands-on. So for you to have the organization in the position it's in, you can't necessarily say it's all the coaches and coordinators and the GM fault.
Who hired them?
Because you co-signed, you let that Barkley trade. that Barkley thing go down like it did. You could have easily stepped in there and said, nope, make it work with both of them, but you better
Hey,
not send Barkley anywhere.
Hey, was that Saquon trade like the NFL version of the Luka trade?
Yes.
No, because the Luka trade hasn't gotten anybody any hardware.
That's true.
The Barkley trade fucked you the moment he went down 95.
Yeah.
You're right about that, bro.
The moment he got in his car and went down 95, y'all were
Put that
fucked.
green on.
It's still to be determined with Luka, and I wouldn't say in the next 3 years the Lakers gonna be raising a trophy. I wouldn't say that.
I hope
But
you're right.
We can say that Barkley debacle is one of the greatest, if not is top 5, if not number 1 greatest debacle in NFL free agency.
I can agree.
I think it's number 1. I don't think it's not even close.
Reggie White is still up there, bro.
He was the first
did the same
round, though.
shit, bro, and he was on defense.
Yeah, but Reggie had options. Reggie could have gone back to Philly. It's just Philly wasn't gonna give him. Philly wasn't gonna give him the number.
He was the first guy.
Philly wasn't gonna give him the number that Green Bay was, and like he said, he wanted a championship. Philly
Well, not
had a
only that, but I'm
defense,
sure the
but
PA
their
had something to
offense
do
was
with that too.
Yeah. They wanted to set a tone.
Yeah, like we got to get this free agency thing like off the ground, you know, like just like with somebody like Brock Purdy, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like you could pay Brock Purdy a certain amount of money. The PA might be stepping in like, nah, dog, you gonna screw the other quarterbacks if you take that.
I'm telling you. Like I told y'all, well, not told y'all, but like I asked y'all before, who was the last guy that took less money?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Thomas Edward Brady.
Like
the richest quarterback of all time.
Like David Stern.
I think Mahomes took less money.
Or actually, yeah, Mahomes took less money. Yeah.
No, is it less money?
I don't know if he took less money or it might be just the way that the contract is structured.
That's right. It's diverted. It's diverted. It's not necessarily less. It's stretched out over a longer period, and then they finessed it by making him quote unquote part owner of the Royals, who happened to be next door.
Right.
So you took some of that money. You took some of that money that they could say, hey, that's kind of towards the cap. You put that in your next door neighbor under the guise of him being a part owner. So technically, all they did was stretch it out longer than the normal or usual.
I mean, they secured Pat. Remember, because it was a 10-year. It came out like a 10-year deal. So all they did was secure Pat for the next decade, and not have to worry about.
But even then, I think it was only. I mean, I say only, but I think it was like $450. So it was still $45 a year, which is still less than what Burrow and those other guys are making.
It's kind of like the Ohtani deal before the Ohtani deal,
right?
Where most of it's on the back end, but the numbers look cap friendly in the shorter term than the longer term, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
but
that's
it's still,
absolutely correct.
They diverted money by making him or offering him quote unquote ownership in the Royals. That added more money to the contract that they would have got a bigger hit for cap wise, if I'm not mistaken, had it just been a salary. But by pushing it over there under we're making him part owner of the Royals right next door. It's a team. It's a community effort to keep him there long term.
Right. And then his wife played for the pro soccer team there and everything.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Conveniently.
Yeah, no, but that would be the one. Like I think Mahomes. If Mahomes wanted to make more than everybody, he would just make more than everybody. But if you're talking salary cap,
the question also would be, where would he go to make that kind of money?
Anywhere.
If Mahomes
Anyway.
became a free agent, he make money anywhere.
Anywhere.
It's anywhere. But that's the same. That's the same for the players like we say
Right.
Josh Allen
He
because
get it
he
anywhere.
restructured his deal.
Yeah,
Same
he
for
get
Joe
it
Burrow.
anywhere.
Same for Lamar. Like if these niggas hit the market,
They write
anytime
their
right now,
number.
bro, niggas will pay whatever the fuck they want for them off the rip, bro. They want 80 mil, they go get.
I mean, bruh, like I ain't even trying to throw shots for real, but Dak got 60. You think Patrick Mahomes can't get 60?
Man.
Easily.
So as you walk in the building, you already know 60 is already a night afterthought.
That's what I'm saying. Plus, he younger too.
Yeah.
You probably would have to offer Mahomes 60 for him to even talk to you.
Yeah, seriously.
So speaking of defense, Cincinnati drafted Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M. Are they keeping Trey Hendrickson? Is this incentive? Is this them saying, okay, we're going to address defense, or will they address defense again in the second round?
I think they will.
On the other side.
They better.
On the other side.
They had to get him because, like I said last night,
Hubbard
retired.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They better. And they lost. And you know what's his name? Reader went to Detroit.
Yeah, DJ Reader. Yep.
Yeah.
They had no
so they had to do something.
They got to get these cats through the draft because they don't have no cap space to sign nobody because all the money's in the offense.
I know, but now you just gave a first round pick to a dude that had 3.5 sacks in 3 years of college. Or 4.5. Sorry, 4.5 sacks in 3 years of college. You know, and off of him being an athletic freak. You know what I mean? But my athletic freaks get sacks.
Yeah.
My athletic freaks.
Like they would have been better off getting Jihad. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like I said, you know, he might not even play until like week 4 or 5 of the season.
My athletic freaks get sacks is a wild statement. I don't know how y'all let that pass. Y'all just let that roll by like it was nothing.
I didn't have my button. I was like, damn, that was a crazy one.
Freaks get sacks.
Hey,
that's in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, I'm just saying. Javon Curse was putting them on their back.
Do y'all feel like Atlanta? Do y'all feel like
I was driving on that?
Give it to him.
It's the most slept first round.
Say that again, Lethal.
Is Atlanta the most slept first round?
No, Atlanta is a fucking dumbass franchise.
Yeah, I don't know
what people was like.
Y'all don't like Atlanta's moves. Y'all didn't like.
I like the players. I like the players that they got, but at the same time, why the fuck did you give up a first round pick when you just saw the Giants trade with Houston the pick before you? The Giants ain't give up no first round pick.
Yeah, but second, a third,
and they went and got a quarterback.
Why did the Eagles and Chiefs trade draft positions when the guy that I don't think the Chiefs are going to draft the guy that the Eagles are going to draft. Chiefs going to draft the guy that the Eagles drafted.
I don't know. Maybe they thought somebody else was going to trade in.
But they were right there.
I know, but if somebody calls the Chiefs and the Chiefs are willing to move down to get that same lineman,
this guy,
because that lineman that Kansas City took is coming off of ACL.
Okay, this is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So there might not have been a market for him, even though I would have rather my team had got him than the lineman we got
from Oregon.
Yeah, like I don't dislike him. He probably played Abdul Carter better than anybody this year, but I just like Josh Simmons better. But I would have rather not got a fucking lineman though.
Yeah,
but you got the line. But you're gonna see Abdul Carter twice a year, so you got the man who already.
And we got Laramie Tunzel, and we got another lineman in free agency too. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go get me my fucking corner.
Fact.
Like, bro, like literally, like the draft sucks, right? Because all these years, Washington wasn't shit, and I would sit there with anticipation, thinking about what star we going to get for them to not get a fucking star, and now I gotta wait until number 29 for you to grab a fucking lineman.
Come on, man.
You gotta protect your.
No, he need to protect his damn self. Slide, motherfucker. You know, run out of bounds.
Like, I mean, y'all already wasn't no
line going to save RG3.
No.
So who would you rather taking right there at 29?
Hey, look. So I never anticipated he was going to be there, but I was Harrison was gone already. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, give me Will Johnson.
Yeah, but the
You know what I'm
Nito,
saying? Like,
we gotta hear
like
about
why
this
the
Nito, fam.
like give me Emma Worry.
I
Real
would have
talk.
taken one of them.
You know what I'm saying? Because Malachi Starks had just just got drafted. So give me Eamon Worry then.
Yeah,
Even worse, still out there.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
day two, like that's why I was like when Lethal was saying all the things he was saying earlier. That's why I was like, why are you reacting like this? There's still great talent out on the board right
No,
now.
last night it was even funnier though, bro. He was shitting on Tyler Warren like a fool.
Like, come on, bro.
Oh,
Like,
dog, he was
God
bugging.
He was
damn.
not
And you
doing
know,
that shit.
and you know what? And then you know what? I
Why you
blame
bring
that
that
on
up,
Lethal
bro?
too. It's your fault because you watch too much fucking TV.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Go
yeah.
touch some
You gotta
grass,
turn the TV
motherfucker.
off. Hey, dog, I got some self-help books, bro.
That
Bro.
man said. That
I'm
man
just
said
saying, bro.
the media like Tyler Warren. Get him away from me.
And
Bro,
just because the
they
media
do,
like
bro.
Tyler
The only
Warren,
thing,
I'm
bro.
not gonna like
Y'all gotta
Tyler
understand,
Warren,
bro.
and I don't even know
I
why.
used to like
listen to
Tyler Warren.
Don't even know why.
when I be listening, no, look, bro. When I be listening to my India media podcasts and going through the indie side of it, is all you
He's a
hear,
great
bro.
player.
All you've been hearing. Let's get we need Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren. I want Tyler Warren. We need it was like the most dick
He's a
riding shit
he's
all
a great.
season, bro.
Okay,
I'm
okay. So
just
riddle me this.
I'm
So
sick
riddle
of
me
it,
this,
bro.
and this is where the flaw in your argument shows itself. No,
Every
hold
mock
on. Wait,
draft,
wait,
bro,
wait,
it
wait,
was
wait, wait,
we're taking Tyler
wait,
Warren or Costa
wait,
Loveland.
wait,
I was
wait,
fine. Come
wait.
on, bro.
What's the difference between that and what we heard about Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter? There ain't no fucking difference. The media talked about them and probably way more than they talked about Tyler Warren.
Nah, bro, that's the point. When I'm listening to getting my info from my team, bro, and seeing how other people feel what we should do, and seeing every mock draft and analyst and shit, whenever they see
So
Indy is Tyler Warren.
So you wanted a dude. So you wanted a dude. So you wanted a
Turn that
dude
TV off,
that
dog.
you wanted a dude that's coming into the league with a torn labrum as we speak, versus a dude that can help your sorry ass quarterback out right now.
Bro, we had drafted Darius Leonard in the second round, and he had a quad injury to start training camp, and still started week 1 and
Bro, we don't
became the
even know if
rookie
Jihad is going to
defensive
be
player.
ready for training camp.
Turn your TV off. Turn your TV
We
off.
don't, but hey, you gotta. He was there.
Yeah, he would have been
was
right
there,
on the
bro.
sideline next to
He
Daniel
was
Jones
there.
too.
Or maybe next to AR.
Ooh.
I personally, bro, if we would have took Costa Loveland, if Chicago would have took Tyler Warren and we would have took Costa Loveland, I'd have probably felt like,
Just
all right,
because the
cool.
media didn't
'Cause
tell
it's
you
not- I don't
Colston
have to
Loveland.
hear about. No, just cause the fact that I'm tired of our fan base dick riding Tyler Warren all off season, bro. I got tired.
What's
of
the
hearing
difference
this shit.
between what
now I
they
gotta
were
see
doing
this
and what you were doing with AR?
Because that's our
No. Hey, 2-5. I literally said last
How about the
night.
Reds said last night?
Last night, so you're doing the reverse of what you did with AR5.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
the guy.
exactly.
That's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Without the quarterback, there is nothing.
With the quarterback, there is
With the
nothing.
quarterback, there is nothing.
You just better hope that Danny Penny's gonna beat that nigga out, man.
And
like I said, bro, I found out that Tyler's from VA, so I was just
hey, Cups. Did I miss an epic crash out when y'all got Will Campbell?
Bruh, no, not really, bruh. I was just like, it was what it was, man.
You did. You missed one.
Man, upset.
You missed one.
He was upset.
He was upset.
He was upset. He was
Bro,
upset,
I wasn't as upset as Lethal was, bro.
Well, we getting the offensive line.
Well, we got one 4 years ago. It didn't work out.
Cole Strange wasn't 4 years ago, bro. That was literally like 2 years ago.
Cups was like,
2 years ago,
eh,
we drafted a lineman.
Cups was mad as shit.
Drafting lineman.
Cups was walking around the room talking about, we got the fucking Desmond Bain version of an offensive lineman.
Bro, we do, bro.
I'm telling you,
The nigga might play guard, bro.
I watched my Niners have top 5 picks for like 10 years straight. And I feel like we took linemen every single year. Is offensive lineman or defensive lineman? Every single year for like 10 years straight. And I'm like, dog, I get it. You got to build it. But this sucks as a fan who just wants to see exciting football.
Yeah,
Right.
seriously.
Hey,
That's
y'all
like
got
you
a good one.
drafting
Y'all got a
Buckeye,
good one though.
Oh yeah, we got our guy. I was just reading a report that said that we actually tried to trade up into the top 10 to get him, but nobody would trade with us. So we ended up just getting them what we originally were.
What's the point, bro? Y'all got all them picks. Y'all not trying to let them go.
We trying to get rid of them. They don't want to let them go.
All right, so Rez, here's a question. Here's a question for you. And this is just because you're the 49er fan. Is John Lynch at a point? Do you think he's at a point where A, he feels the walls closing in, or B, like he feels safe in his job and is just doing whatever he needs to do?
I think that John Lynch has a very high level of job security because of the relationship between him, the coach, and the ownership team. And they have amassed such a good track record for scouting and for drafting players and being able to replace players that we lose, that they feel like at any time it could connect. But right now they're trying to navigate this, like having to pay a quarterback thing. I think that's really holding everything up. Once we pay Brock, I think the plan of attack is already like in play, and it may take a couple of years for us to get there. But I think within the next, if not like this year, within the next couple of years, we'll see what the pivot is. But John Lynch is not going anywhere anytime soon.
So what do you want to see for the rest of the draft?
I want to see us make. I want to see us make picks like we did. So remember last year, I criticized our secondary all coming into the draft. I wanted a corner in the first round bad. I was like, we need a corner. We drafted Bulletproof, and we still have yet to see like how good Bulletproof really is. But the stuff that we saw was actually pretty decent. But our secondary, we ended up, because of injuries, having to play like every corner we drafted, every secondary player we drafted last year, we ended up having to play big time minutes, and it all worked out. If we can do that in other positions, like we're lining up for 4 or 5 years to be right back where we were.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I should go linebacker for sure.
Yeah. We gotta replace Dre. We gotta replace Dre because once he got past, once Greenlaw went down, like we've seen like he was such a big part of the offense. I don't know how big Will Johnson is. I'm wondering if Will Johnson is like has potential, like do safety bulk up into.
They got him listed. They got him listed at like 6'1", 205, I believe I saw.
He's solid, man. I'm worried about those knees and ankles though. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and Shefty dropped that like right in the middle of the first round too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like knee. I'm like, what? I knew it was the ankle, but I didn't hear anything about a knee. So
yeah, because like all week I was like, yo, if Miami let Will Johnson get past them, like what the hell is wrong with them? And then when Jade got drafted, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, fact. Something's up. You broke that down.
So quick question. Cleveland has the first and the fourth picks in the second round. So when the draft comes back on, Cleveland is picking first and fourth.
Yes.
Will a quarterback be one of those picks?
No.
I wouldn't.
Shedeur doesn't want to play in Cleveland.
Well, not only that, but like you already got, and I'm not saying that these guys are world beaters, obviously, but you already got Kenny Pickett and
Flacco.
Flacco in there. So why not play this season and get the quarterback from the better draft next year?
100%. I definitely would go get a receiver immediately.
Really quickly, just going back to like the Niners draft pick real quick. Doug, I was like preparing for a doomsday scenario where like they set the world on fire and like we're like, okay, we're drafting Shedeur and we're just gonna let Brock play. Like I was literally like crazy, I was seriously watching him like, are they about like that to me like the nightmare scenario? Like,
I actually thought about that. Yeah, so I don't know. Here's one for y'all. Me and Raph kind of talked about this last night, but we were talking about in the first round. Is it possible? So 2-part question. Is it possible that Pittsburgh is working on a rebuild that we're not privy to? And 2, do they move TJ Watt during this draft?
Man, they'd be crazy to move TJ Watt.
If they move TJ Watt, that's just saying they're letting us know ahead of the season, like we're not We're not trying to play to win this year.
I'll send my third. For it. Pick receiver at second. Send a third round for TJ Watt. Come on, bro.
No brainer.
Well,
No brainer.
I know they're having
TJ
contract
Watt.
issues. That's the only reason I bring it up.
What's the
Third round
issue?
of TJ Watt is insane.
We got bread. Bro, we were supposed to get Abdul Carter, but and then TJ. Wow. Milton Williams. Wow.
Hey, Carter-
Barmore coming back.
Carter was still there.
Keon
though,
White.
right?
That'd be a great pairing.
You said what happened?
I think y'all be back.
Carter was still there when y'all drafted, right?
Who was there?
Carter was still there when y'all drafted.
No, Giants.
No,
took him at 3.
no, he
When
went
they drafted
3.
fourth.
Oh yeah. Carter went to the Giants. That's right. Okay.
So is George Pickens on the roster when the season starts?
Oh man, I don't know.
I believe so.
Because I saw it. Well, that was Kadarius Toney.
Oh, Kadarius.
Yeah, I saw George Pickens. You know, he did the whole like I'm unfollowing you on Twitter thing or whatever he did with the Steelers.
I
and
hate that trend so much.
me too. And then of course there's Lethal's $20 million running back. You know, still out there and apparently put his house on the market or whatever it was.
Ooh,
Tough
JT?
situation, man.
No, James Cook.
I ain't know you go pay for that.
He gonna be
James
if he
Cook, yeah,
gets
he didn't
moved
report to
somewhere,
camp.
he
This
get
is going to be
moved.
an interesting situation.
Cincinnati gonna get him in the trade.
Mm,
I mean, it sound like if I were a GM right now, if I was the Chicago Bears, I'd be on the phone.
for James Cook? For James Cook?
Yeah, I would definitely be on the phone if I was the Bears. I would definitely. Yeah, because I mean, like they wanted to trade up to get Ashton Genty, and obviously that didn't work out. You know, yeah.
MDQs.
My dog,
Who gets
Bitches
Trey
and Brew, what's
Henderson?
going on, my brother, man?
Yeah, if I was the
Currently
Bears,
in
I'm
transit.
saying
Because
like,
Mark,
you know what I'm saying? I ain't giving you 20, but you know what I'm saying? Can we get close to like 16 though? Like does 16 tickle your fancy?
that's tough.
My dog, Bitches and Brew, currently
What
on
it
a
do?
stroll.
What up, bro?
Can't hear you, brother. Can't hear you,
Trey
brother.
Hendrickson. You know, if I
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
There we go. What about now?
Hell yeah.
yeah, we got you.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, you know, Mr. Bitches is just out here on the leisurely stroll, cruising and perusing, about to go get some lunch, you know.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Are the bitches already at the lunch spot, or is the lunch spot gonna meet you at the bitches?
Man, listen, there's bitches everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I can never limit myself to just one location with just one group of bitches. You know what I'm saying? That would just be so uncouth of me.
So
you know, you got
uncouth.
sharing is caring.
Absolutely. For sure.
Mr. Bitches is
You
the
know,
world.
that's not dapper at all. It's not P.
Yeah, you know, you got to keep it classy. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? I can't have them thinking I'm the only. You know what I mean? I'm the only
Yeah.
one. No, you sharing. It's a fleet, baby.
It's just your turn.
You know, it's just your turn. Enjoy the ride, baby.
Yeah. You can't own.
Have a drink.
You know what I'm saying? Sit, kick back, have a drink, listen to some Cain and Abel, relax. You know,
No one's listening to
Hell
Cain and Abel since
Listen to
like
some Cain and Abel.
1998. Nobody's listening to Cain and Abel since like 19.
No, that's a new mixtape coming out. That's a tape coming out. Whereas you ain't even hip.
Oh, okay. Oh, word. Okay.
See,
'Cause I'm gonna say,
it went
like,
above. It went above his head.
yeah, now because I remember No
There you
Limit
go.
had No Limit had a group called Cain and Abel. Like,
Yeah. Richmond got a group called Cain and Abel. No, it's a tape called Cain and Abel.
Well, apparently the bitches
okay.
do.
There you go.
Yo,
The
bitches
bitches
did
love
Cain and Abel.
There you go.
We love fratricide.
Bitches is always able for Cain and Abel. You know.
Come on now. They gonna
Who
get
made
able for
Cain
that
and Abel?
Cane. You know what I'm
Who
saying?
Cain?
There you
Who
go.
made
Hey, they able for that cane, yes,
who made the
sir.
Cain and Abel tape? Who is that?
Shoot, that's me and Rolf.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that's me and Rolf joint. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right,
Okay,
okay,
okay.
all right. Mojo gonna be in
You know
there?
what I'm saying? You gonna have to send us some links or something.
Nah, I'm
Yeah, we
saying.
got you. Mojo got his joint
Speaking
with us.
speaking
He
of
got
which,
a Mojo got your
you
joint
know what I'm
with us.
saying?
The one
Speaking
with
of
Ray
which, you
Rock
know what I'm
on.
saying? Cup's got some heat rocks floating around this week.
Yeah, he do.
What?
I'm
What are you
just
doing?
chilling, bro.
He do.
I'm just
No,
chilling, bro.
Cup he don't like to advertise. Cup just gonna drop that joint and walk away. He just gonna drop it in the
Yeah.
water and walk away.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just had to get something out the way for sure, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah. So what time was you trying to get up tonight, fellas?
What's tonight?
Or are we looking good for the night?
Look at my calendar.
You said what now, bro?
I'm cool for you. I'm
You said
good.
what happened? Oh, word.
Oh, I thought you
2-5,
had
you
said
straight? You straight 2-5? I don't know if you're saying something. It's
You know
like
what I'm
you might
saying?
be breaking up or
Y'all gotta get
I
that
think
juice.
2-5 got a delay.
Hey, 2-5. They're asking you if you good for the pod tonight. Okay.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
My guy is just like staring at us. It's weird.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear us 2-5? Do you got us 2-5?
What do y'all think about Shador not being drafted in the first round? Did y'all
Oh
already
my
speak on
God. Yep. That was just the first 35 minutes of the pod.
it? Really? Oh man. Oh man. I gotta go back and listen. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go back and listen.
I got you. I got you. What's up? What's up?
Are you good for the pod tonight?
My connection is fuzzy. My connection is fuzzy for some reason today. I had to drive around and find a spot.
I think it's had to drive around and find a lunchbox.
But
Are you
I
good
didn't
for
hear
the
what you
night though?
said though.
Are you good for the night though?
I should be.
Word. What?
I
All
should
right. So
be.
yeah, got dang draft start at 8. We'll probably convene again around 7:30. Man, we done reached that hour mark in this here Friday lunchbox. We don't appreciate everybody who came through to smoke and have a snack with us, man, for the lunchtime. Dog, you already know I had the gang with me. King of Nuance, man. 1/2 of Sports Reports as ordered. 2-5. Mike Will representing live in the building. You already know I had my dog Cam Bynum. Shout out to Mooney War, Agent O, Agent 7, Bleed Blue for the Shoe Nap Nation. What it do? And my dog, the one and only El Residente, saying Jose representing live in the building. Shout out to the Birmingham Stallions. Shout out to Bryce Perkins. Am I correct? Is that?
That's the QB.
Bryce Perkins. Shout out to the Wahoos, you know what I'm saying? And also shout out to the man of motion, Mr. Bitches and Brew, currently on a leisurely stroll as we speak. You know what I'm saying? I don't Kane and Abel on the way. Remember, the women is gonna get able for that Kane. You feel what I'm saying? Catch us again tonight for the Friday Smoke Fest, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We letting the windows down. We letting the smoke out, man. And above all else, fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, bro, you. All right.
And fuck Kevin Durant.
And Paul George.
Oh,